What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Chiming in here, man, right quick. Got a little opportunity, man, to chime in on what's going on in the current events. I really became aware of it more so driving on my job last night. I went head smack onto a demonstration. As you guys know, this is one of the most socially active places in the country. Seattle is, and of course, they are out there in full force in reaction to the incident, the charges, and the reactions in regards to the death of that young man over in Memphis. First of all, the reason why I'm here addressing it, and I hope I'm going to get this in the time. I'm not trying to cut into one of my constituents' time. He starts at 5:15, but it will be short. I want to say shout out to the Memphis Police Chief, setting the blueprint and the precedence. That's what this is all about. Um, Thank you, big boy. I do the same thing. I be rolling, driving, working, and listening in. I appreciate y'all. But this is just addressing what's going on. Like I said, I did run into a demonstration last night, but because of the conditions and the rain and whatnot, it's raining here in Seattle. It was, at least last night. I just thought it'd be best if I just watched and observed, not trying to, get footage or whatnot. But yeah, shout out to the police chief over there, man, with the swift and unbiased reaction to what she witnessed as essentially a crime amongst her ranks, and she wasn't playing. She wasn't playing, and she's definitely, um, you know, about the justice that should be forthright and the transparency within the community of Memphis. And as we know now, it's on the national stage. So, that being said, what I want to do is show y'all some footage of her announcement with the NBC correspondent about the charges. Let me get one thing. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I gotta get out the Bluetooth.
Ladies and gentlemen, wearing my glasses so that because I have very specific things I want to ask you about. The charge. I'm joined live now by the Memphis Police Chief, C.J. Davis. Thank you, Chief, for joining us. I really appreciate it. I'm going to wear my glasses so that because I have very specific things I want to ask you about. The charges. These 5 officers have now been charged with second-degree murder and the death of Tyree Nichols. What's your reaction to these very serious charges?
Well, I expected serious charges. I really did. Actually, the charges that were placed, or at least the administrative charges, were probably the most severe that I've seen in my career. But they were absolutely appropriate, and I knew that the next step would be in the hands of the DA's office, so I'm not surprised.
These are pretty extraordinary measures, I must say, in all the times that I've been covering these types of incidents. To fire the officers, to charge them so strictly, does that speak to what we're going to see on that videotape when it's after 7 p.m. Eastern?
Absolutely. I think that, it also speaks to the fact that, over the last several years, we have all talked about police legitimacy, police reform. And I think it's really important that in instances like this, when they are serious, when they do rise to that level where a person's constitutional rights have been violated, their civil rights have been violated, that we act and we act swiftly.
When did you first learn about this incident, Chief?
It was probably about 4 o'clock in the morning. That the previous day, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock, this incident occurred. About 4 o'clock in the morning, I learned of the incident, and it was just a strange summary of what occurred on a traffic stop. And I decided to go in the office and meet with the individuals that had information that I could take a look at it, even though at that time Tyree was in the hospital. But still, because he had injuries that I just didn't understand. It was incomprehensible to me. We came in the office and decided to take a look that Sunday morning, and it was alarming.
That's Sunday morning is when you first saw the video?
That's absolutely right.
And then when you saw it, what was your reaction?
I was outraged. I was it was incomprehensible to me. It was unconscionable, and I felt that I needed to do something and do something quickly. Uh, I don't think I've witnessed anything of that nature in my entire career. Really.
That bad?
It was that bad.
What are we going to see now?
You're going to see acts that defy humanity. You're going to see a disregard for life, um, duty of care that we're all sworn to, and a level of physical interaction that is above and beyond what is required in law enforcement. And I'm sure that, as I said before, that individuals watching will feel what the family felt. And if you don't, then you're not a human being. And we all are human beings. And I think there will be a measure of sadness as well.
How long do these incidents go on? We heard from the district attorney yesterday and from the head of the TV.
So what I want to do right quick with y'all, because I do know that AD's getting ready to go on live. He is scheduled. I just want to say that if you guys get a chance, man, go check out that NBC streaming of the Memphis Police Chief. Shout out to her for moving swift and taking all of the necessary steps to you're good, bro, big boy. Don't even worry, man. No explanation needed, bro. But y'all get a chance, go check out what she had to say in regards to the incident and not the incident, but the crime. And she's literally calling it a crime. She's letting it be known that it was a crime and that the charges are filed and these officers have been dismissed all within 24 hours. This is what a police chief who is responsible for the interactions of their community, making sure that things are transparent and not hiding behind the blue shield. Somebody who is willing to let that be known that the community comes first. And in this case, this was a very obvious case of some miscarriage of the use of lethal force in detaining somebody for what was basically a misdemeanor, man. Shout out to her, man. Go check it out. Listen to the whole thing, man, and you'll get an understanding that this is the way that, if we're to have that mutual respect for law enforcement, that we have to be associated with. She shows the way that it needs to be dealt with. And, she was thorough. She did everything. She checked everything and she put it in the hands of the DA. And the DA moved from there. And that's a good thing also, because now we're seeing that everybody's got to be held accountable for their actions. And this young man lost his life. He lost his life over a traffic stop. Yeah, he did some things that might have, escalated it, but they were, according to the chief, like I said, listen to it yourself. They were already on escalation 10 as soon as they pulled him over, which is wrong. That's not the protocol. And there's going to be some issues. Like I said, I already ran into it last night. I seen them, like I said, Seattle's known for social activism, and they were out there in full force in the rain, ready to let it be known they don't want no more of this. And then I agree 100%. So with that being said, once y'all go ahead, let's get ready to go to AD's. We're gonna have Frost's head tonight. I already know. And I'll see y'all over there, all right? Yeah, it's going down. Appreciate y'all.